Okay, good. Now let me put, what else? I need to add something to this, don't I? Right. Can you see next to it a thing called key press history?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put your data in, and I'm going to kind of do what you should be doing. And if you can kind of do it along with me, that would be great. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit the start button.
The start button.
S-T-A-T, start. Button.
Okay.
But it's right there. In my case, it's in the second row, right-hand side.
Okay.
Now it's got number 1, edit, and you hit enter.
Okay.
Now I've got L1, L2, L3. You may have numbers there. I don't know if you do, but if you've got numbers there, let's pretend I've got some numbers there that I don't want, right, from a previous question. Then you move your mouse button, you move your little cursor button, I should say, to that number, and then you hit delete, delete, and delete until it all goes away. So I would like L1 to be empty right now. Is L1 empty now?
Yeah, it's empty.
Okay, so you just read out the numbers and I'll type them in, and you can type them in while you're doing it. So the first number, and just keep going after that.
111. 122. 133. 152. 128. 117. 103. 121.
Okay, so we should be pretty much looking at the same. Your screen, your TI-84 screen should look pretty much like mine, right?
Yeah.
Right, now we're going to find the next step might be the same, and it might have a little nuance because some TI-84s are more modern than my emulator or actually my physical one, but that's fine. What you're going to do is you're going to hit the start button again.
Okay.
You should be right. You should be looking at that screen, and I'm now going to move over by hitting the little cursor to the right, so it's now on Cal. Yours looks pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Now it's highlighted on number 1, short for one variable statistics. Perfect. That's the one I want. So I hit enter now.
Okay.
Now, do you see what I have, or do you have a funny little menu? Because the modern ones have a funny little menu.
I see the same thing.
Oh, your life is easy because you're going to do exactly what I'm going to do then. So to get this little guy here, you see a little black flashing thing? So a little cursor. We have to tell it where we put the numbers, and we put them in L1. And you get L1 by hitting this blue button, or yellow, whatever color it is in your calculator. It's the second button, and number 1. So if you've got it correct, you should be seeing L1. So second button 1, and then just hit enter. And a lot of different numbers are here, but the ones that you're probably going to be using, the 2 most likely right now, but later on you'll be using others, is that top one with the little line above it. It's X bar, that's the mean. So that's 123.375, which you got by other means. And then you want the standard deviation, and the standard deviation is typically, although occasionally it's the other number, it's typically SX. So it's roughly 14.879. It's very rarely, but occasionally it might be the second number, but that's kind of rare. The top number is the standard deviation of the sample, and we almost always deal with samples. So that's why we always kind of use that number. But now and again, you might be told that this is actually everybody. That's the only people we've got. It's the entire population, in which case you would use the second number. But that's very rare. So 14.879, whatever accuracy they want the answer to be, round it off to that particular one. Does the question tell you what they want the final answer to be rounded off into?
Yeah, it says round off the answers to 3 decimals. So
I'm going to call that 14.8 Oh, that gets rounded up. So I make that 14.880 because when you finish on that guy, it gets rounded up because of the 8. And so 79 becomes 80 essentially.
I put in 14.879 and it worked as well.
Okay, so it's allowing a little bit of flexibility, probably because different calculators might work to different degrees of accuracy.
Totally.